welcome to our series overview for January. We're going to be starting a new series called Beneath the Surface, where we're going to be talking all about our identity in Jesus. On week 1, we're going to be launching our follow winter semester. This is a super important date for you guys to come and attend because you're going to be receiving your booklets, team updates, and know everything that's going to be happening for our winter semester. There's going to be free breakfast and free time following the launch, so be sure to be there for that Sunday. On week 2, we're going to be learning how God's words help us discover who we are. It seems like there's a constant group of voices that are telling us who we should be, what we should care about, and what we need to do with our lives. And it's almost normal for us to look to other people to help us figure out who we are. But other people's perspectives aren't always the most helpful ones and the most accurate ones. We need to have a reliable source to help us discover who we are. And there's this moment in Jesus' life where he hears God's voice tell him who he is. And God looks at Jesus and says he loves him and is pleased with him. And this is good news because Jesus is a representation of all humans. God is saying to us too that God's voice pushes past all of the places where we feel awkward or insecure, saying that you are my child and I love you and I am pleased with who you are right now. And Jesus shows us what God says about what matters most. When we follow Jesus' lead, we can use God's words to help discover who we are. On week 3, we're going to learn how the right relationships help us discover how to grow. When I think about surfing, I think you just kind of gotta swim and then catch a wave and then you're surfing. But when it comes to huge waves, like I'm talking 100-foot massive waves, it's too fast for you to go up there on your own. Surfers actually need to be towed by somebody on a jet ski to get to that high surface. And when you think about it, that's a lot of practice and trust to have somebody just set you up on this wave and just start surfing. But having relationships that you can trust is something that we should be wanting. But how do we get friendships to get to that level of trust? Well, there's a story in the Bible where there's 2 early followers of Jesus who followed him and had this huge encounter. The first one was named Philip. He had this encounter with Jesus and started following him. And then he did something really cool. He encouraged his friend Nathaniel to meet, connect with, and follow Jesus. And Jesus does this cool thing. He changes everything for the both of them. And the right relationships encourage us to encounter Jesus. And because of this, he is the only one who could show us how we are meant to be. And this is what we're going to be learning in that 3rd week. In week 4, we're going to learn how Jesus helps us discover our purpose. There was a marine biologist named Sylvia who was named the hero of the planet in Time magazine because as a child, a wave sideswept her and took her into the ocean. And instead of being scared, she remained interested in the ocean. The ocean's depths, its power, its mystery. Those are things that could have overwhelmed and scared somebody out of wanting to see the ocean at all. But instead, in that moment, she found her purpose and continued going back near the ocean. And when I heard this story, it made me think about how it's like to follow Jesus. Jesus is kind of like the ocean. It sweeps us off of our feet and shakes us up sometimes. But when we remain curious and courageous, we begin to discover how Jesus always invites us to go further into his love. And we discover a purpose that's much more than a job or what we do. It's different in the way that we can be human. We are followers of Jesus who worship him, declaring his kingdom and how it's close and freely available to all of us. And Jesus is inviting everyone to partner with him to change the world. So let's continue running back to him in our lives because Jesus helps us discover our purpose. Before we close, I have some important announcements that you might want to jot down. First off, our New Year's Eve gathering. Tonight at 10:30, we are going to be having our New Year's Eve gathering. It's one of the big events that we have here. So much confetti, so fun, and hopefully I will see you all there tonight. The next one is another reminder that I mentioned earlier, but on January 7th, we are back in our junior high gatherings, and we're going to be celebrating the winter launch for our fall semester. So make sure that you guys attend for this because you're getting your booklets, you're getting all the stuff you need to know for the semester. So it's super important that you show up on January 7th. Say it with me, January 7th. There we go. Make sure you are there for that date. Also, our next Youth X event that's going to be happening, we took a pause for a little bit, but we are back on January 12th. So that's the date that we're going to be back. So I will see you guys there. But that is all the announcements that I have for you. I'm looking forward to this new year. We have so much coming up and I'm excited to be journeying with you guys. Happy New Year. See ya.